You are listening to the daily homily for Magdala in the Holy Land.
Jesus said to his disciples, "Be sure of this, if the master of the house had known the hour when the thief was coming, he would not have let his house be broken into. You also must be prepared, for at an hour you do not expect, the Son of Man will come." Then Peter said, "Lord, is this parable meant for us or for everyone?" And the Lord replied, "Who then is the faithful and prudent steward, whom the master will put in charge of his servants, to distribute the food allowance to the proper time? Blessed is that servant whom his master on arrival finds doing so. Truly I say to you, he will put him in charge of all his property. But if that servant says to himself, 'My master is delayed in coming,' and begins to beat the men servants and the maid servants, to eat and drink and get drunk, then that servant's master will come on an unexpected day at an unknown hour, and will punish the servant severely and assign him a place within the unfaithful. The servant who knew his master's will, but did not make preparations nor act in accord with his will, shall be beaten severely. And the servant who was ignorant of his master's will, but acted in a way deserving of a severe beating, shall be beaten only lightly. Much will be required of the person entrusted with much, and still more will be demanded of the person entrusted with more." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Yesterday's Gospel and today's Gospel invite us to be prepared for the coming of the Lord. Yesterday we could say, be prepared for whom? For what? And the one who is prepared for the coming of the Lord should not be afraid. We are afraid when we don't know what is coming. For example, yesterday, after dinner, I was in my room and suddenly the alarm started. Be alert, be alert, alert, alert. Thanks God was nothing, because here just happens that sometimes someone starts smoking in the room and the fire alarm starts. And that was a fake alarm. But anyway, in this moment, in this concrete moment, in normally time, nobody cares about that alarm. It's normally that people who don't know start smoking and start the alarm and nothing happens. But in these times, when any strange sounds, any abnormal things, you're alert. No? Thanks God was nothing. But today, and you are afraid. Why? Because you don't know what is happening. If the alarm says to me, is the alarm to see peace has won, everyone will be happy with that alarm, because it's something beautiful that arrives. When we don't know, so we know who is coming. We don't have to be afraid of the future, because Jesus is coming. If we know who is Jesus, we don't have to be. Also, we want to be prepared for the coming of Jesus. And today Jesus said how to be prepared. And the way to be prepared, okay, St. Paul says, is running away from sin, no? Giving our bodies to Jesus not to sin. But he also says the way to be prepared is serving others, serving people. The master will put in charge of his servants, not in charge of his things, structures, buildings. Things, structures, buildings are to serve better people. So the way that we could be prepared and not afraid of the coming of Jesus is to serve my neighbor, to serve the one in need. No, today we are celebrating the Mass for the refugees and exiles. Serve them. It's not a problem just here because of the war. The problem of exiles, immigrants, refugees is all around. How can I serve them? How can I serve my neighbor? How can I serve in family? How can I serve in my workplace? And I use things, buildings, structures to serve. If the Lord find us serving, we have not to be afraid to be beaten, lightly or heavy beaten, because we are serving. He is the one who became man, not to be served, but to serve others. Is the servant of the Lord. He is our model of how to serve. And looking straight, directly to Him, we will learn how to serve others, how to serve my neighbor, how to serve others in my life.
Thank you for joining us today. If you want to learn more about Magdala, follow us on YouTube and on Facebook.